through storms, unshaken, unbowed. Through trials and verdicts, still standing proud. A titan in the tempest, against the raging crowd. He's got a vision for the future, gonna shout it loud. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key, make the big switch. Power to the people, time to teach the rich.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Crazy Kryptonite. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful Trump day this week. And we have got Tino here. Actually, Tina is at the vet at the moment. She is getting fixed, and she is getting all of her full checkups and everything. She had already got all her shots, but she still had tests and everything else that she needed done. And from her time living on the streets as a street kitty, she had also taken some damage to some of her back molars. So she is having to get fixed, and she's also having to get some dental work done. So just so everyone knows where Tina's at the moment. Well, we've still got our Tino running around. What's up, David? Thank you so much for the apple, man. And what is up, Kukla? Thank you as always for being here. Captain Spiffy coming in from Orange, California. I hope you're having a wonderful one, Captain. Hey there, Karen. Yeah, no, David, for a minute, I thought it'd just be you, me, and the crickets. No, everybody came pouring on in from the Telegram, compliments of Kukla, or from the notifications going out. It's weird how that works on YouTube. Sometimes it decides to notify everyone that a live stream's about to happen, and sometimes it's mum's the word. Yet to figure that one out entirely. But what's up? Trish saying hi, all you crazy kryptonauts. Yes. How are you doing tonight, Trish? Welcome, Donna and Laurie Jean and Deborah, making it just in time. And it is, David, it is going to be a fun-filled night. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to whiskey and wisdom this evening. I'm even debating maybe not having a beer. Maybe. Might be my first time on whiskey and wisdom not having a beer. We'll see. What's up, Greg? I hope you're having a wonderful one, man. I definitely appreciated the questions and everything on Monday that you had, Greg. They were great ones. Got to really discuss a lot of things that are important. So I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you're back today. Oh, Child of Light, precious kitty. Welcome, Child of Light. And no, he is. He's not certain how he feels about me at the moment, on account of having Tina inside of the house now. So we're going through a little bit of a warm-up phase when it comes to this whole idea of being a two-kitty household. Tina was pretty happy being an only child, it seems like. What's up, Deborah? And yes, and Firecracker, welcome, welcome, welcome. And yes, Kukla, thank you so much as always. Everything that is shared and that we discuss on the Crazy Kryptonite channel is for educational and entertainment purposes alone and is not legal or financial advice. Please consult a legal or financial professional before making any major decisions. That is one that you got to do each day. I've actually never figured out if it's enough to just have it in my description. I assume it's one of those better safe than sorry type situations. But what's up, Linda Hearn? Hey there, Savvy. How are you doing today? And thank you for that thumbs up. And yes, Kukla, that is going to be our lesson for the day. Kukla says, Zester, lots of scammers with our profiles in Telegram. There are. And there are a lot of different scams going on at the moment. And a whole lot of the scams are being targeted at Trump supporters. And that's why this stream today is probably the most important stream we've ever actually had. Because this is the information that we're going to go through today that is going to save, hopefully, everyone that watches it from an immense amount of heartache. I am disgusted by the things that go on and the things that people do inside of the space and online scamming folks, especially around crypto. And this is going to be a really, really important one. I hope that we can save countless financial lives through this episode today. And so I absolutely am going to be looking to everyone. If you have friends, if you have anyone inside of the conservative space, anyone, because right now we have Trump talking about how important Bitcoin is. We have Trump talking about how important cryptocurrency is. And that means we have got tens of millions of people who are now looking into crypto for their first time. And they're all Republican, they're all conservative, they're all Trump supporters. And that is a scammer's delight, because then it is so easy for that scammer to go out there and target communities that they know are new. And that is why today's is going to be beyond important. Please do. We're going to get through the news first, and then we're going to jump in to everything related to the typical crypto scams that are out there. And please share that one with anyone that is on the right or new, that is asking you questions, that is out there in the modern world. This one is going to be extremely important. I have tried to help members of the community who have had tens of thousands of dollars stolen. And the sad thing is that I can tell them exactly where the money went. I cannot get it back. And so the best way to not lose any money is to not end up falling into the scam traps in the first place. So we're going to do that today. And hopefully we help many folks out with that information. What is up, Patty? YouTube loved you today. I got the notification. I'm ready for you. What you want to share today. That is awesome, Patty. I guess I did something right. YouTube must be feeling like they're in a good mood with me at the moment. Now, and I appreciate you being here, because this is going to be a good one. Oh, welcome, Topaz. All right. What is up, Dwayne Dyer? Question: do you think the USTN will trade with a premium 5 to 8% relative to USN? That's a great question. I'll have to do a little bit of research on the percentages. I do believe that there will be a premium based off of tokenization, but I've never really tried to hammer down on percentages. And so that's a great question, Dwayne. I'll make certain that I circle back to doing a little bit of research and doing some math on that one. Oh, Neil, thank you so much. 88 degrees and humid in Graham, North Carolina. Well, the humid and 88 in North Carolina, I know how that feels. That means it feels like 150 degrees inside of a sauna, usually, especially if it's sunny. Is it a sunny one today, Neil? And also, Neil, I do know that you had left a comment on a video in regards to a super chat. I do believe that all the super chats have come through. And so thank you so much for supporting the channel like that and supporting Tina's veterinarian bills. And so I definitely appreciate it. And I'm pretty certain that all of those have come through, even on the video where I did get the strike against me. It ended up getting dropped. And so there's nothing there. The people that claimed I stole their copyright looked into it and realized it wasn't theirs. And so I think we're all good on that one. And I appreciate you checking. Absolutely appreciate that. And appreciate having you here all the time and learning along with us. Richard, chores, but I made it a little late. No problem, Richard. They're no fun, but typically they're easier just to go ahead and get done than they are to put off, although I am a professional in regards to procrastinating when it comes to chores. When it comes to my work, I'm on it. When it comes to chores, tomorrow seems like a great day to do it. Laurie Jean, can AI read cursive handwriting? That's a great question, Laurie Jean. I'm not certain. I've never tried to actually test it on that one. I bet that it can read it to a degree, but I imagine it makes mistakes because we all have a kind of different way of writing when it comes to our own cursive. I don't think I've ever really seen two people's cursives look identical. And so I'm curious. I'll have to check that out. Glennis Ellie, is this decentralization banking? And so Glennis, Thank you so much for joining. And what we do talk about is the benefit of decentralization versus centralization. That is really a key core tenet of what cryptocurrency and what our future financial system needs to be based off of. That is the question. That is my idea of where that line in the sand is really drawn between those that are looking out for the average person's financial future and for those that are not. And so whenever we hear centralization, a centralized digital currency, CBDCs, things of that nature, that is where we get those alarm bells ringing. That's what we don't want. We want decentralized futures, a future where we don't have to rely on the bank and the central bank and the Fed, in our case, deciding that they're just going to print money. We don't have to rely on the bank utilizing quantitative easing to such a degree that it destroys our ability to get credit and to have a proper financial system. And so that is a lot of what we talk about, Lennis, is we keep an eye on what's going on in the news. We keep an eye on what the politicians are doing so we can make certain that that we're not getting led astray and that we aren't letting our politicians lead us astray. Oh my, Deborah, Muse, Wolf, 103 degrees in Tucson. I'm hoping that is a particularly dry heat. I am hoping. Very hot and windy in Chicago, 91 at the moment. Oh gosh, Kukla, that sounds like an immediate sweat as soon as you walk outside. The windy though, that's probably helping. All right. So let's jump in to look at what's going on in the markets, guys, because it has been a rough couple of days for Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently sitting right below 65,000, 5.7% down on the week. Very similar to what we saw on Monday. Not a lot has really changed in regards to that one. Solana has continued to see losses. Ethereum is holding strong, mainly on account of the fact that Ethereum actually had their SEC case dropped. And so SEC dropped investigation into Ethereum and Consensus. This is breaking news as of yesterday evening. And this is particularly exciting for Ethereum-based projects, and also just exciting all around to see the SEC getting their sticky fingers out of the crypto industry. And so I view this one as particularly positive news. Consensus is a layer 2 and Ethereum development company that is working towards continuing development on Ethereum 2.0, just advancing the network, building an even more robust infrastructure for projects and for the technology so that it can do even more. And Consensus and Ethereum are no longer having to look down the barrel of the SEC's ire any longer. And so I know for many of us that own XRP, this is something that we wish we could have heard. Both Ethereum and XRP's cases were being dropped by the SEC. But unfortunately, we only get the good news of Ethereum at this point in time. And so we are seeing a little bit of a difference here where, yes, we've got Bitcoin down 5.7% over 7 days, and we have Ethereum sitting at only 0.3% down. It's holding particularly strong, compliments of the good news. Beyond that, everything else is really falling in line with the general principle of whichever direction Bitcoin goes, all the altcoins tend to go the same. And so we got BNB down at 3.7. Solana really hurting at 12.3% over 7 days. XRP holding strong, right around 50 cents, 1% up actually over a 7-day period. And so we're going to talk about this. Actually, we had a lot of community members from the original Mark Z, from Crazy Kryptonite, from other people's channels, all trying to get a specific article over to me. And so we're going to be looking through that article in regards to XRP's price decoupling from Bitcoin's price. And this is something that has always been hypothesized, that at a certain point in time, we would start to see prices differ and decouple from following along with the general trajectory of Bitcoin. And so we're going to dive into that one. And that is a particularly exciting event, because normally you can go down and you can literally look across the board. What do you notice the whole way down? It's a lot of red. And that's because typically the market exponentially follows Bitcoin. And so the smaller a market cap is, the more exponential that price decrease ends up being. So if Bitcoin went down 5%, we'll look down here at the 86th highest market cap, down 33%. The 85th highest market cap, down 20.5%. The 87th in Beam, 17.1%. Axie Infinity at 90, 16.4. And so typically that is what they mean when they say that the price of Bitcoin and altcoins are coupled. They're coupled because everybody tends to follow, whether if Bitcoin's green, they're green. If Bitcoin's red, they're red. And so at this point in time, we see XRP green, Bitcoin red. That is what people are talking about in regards to decoupling. And let's jump right into that article, because I know that this is an important one for many folks out there. XRP officially decouples from Bitcoin. Ripple affiliated XRP currency has managed to decouple from Bitcoin, the largest digital asset by market cap, after months of underperformance. So the XRP BTC pair is up as much as 7% on the Binance exchange over the last 24 hours. It is now on track to record the biggest spike against Bitcoin since March 11th. Back then, it soared a whopping 13% against the leading cryptocurrency within a single day. Now, despite XRP's recent gains, it is worth noting that Ripple-affiliated cryptocurrency is still down more than 70% against Bitcoin since last August. This is what we had been talking about, guys. This is why I kept pointing to it and saying, hey, something weird's happening here. Something particularly weird is happening here. Because it has always been the general rule of thumb has been, if we see Bitcoin up 50, 60%, we're going to see Ethereum and XRP and the Solanas and BNBs of the world up a minimum of the same 50 to 60%. And since January, we've seen Bitcoin make a doubling nearly in terms of its price at the all-time high. And we have seen XRP really make no movement. Whenever we check this chart out over a 1-year time period, it's the same thing. We seem to have a hard floor somewhere right around 50 cents, and we seem to have a particularly hard time getting out of the 50-cent range. And so this is where we're noticing something that is entirely different in the market. This is very, very rarely ever occurred, and it's never occurred with a cryptocurrency that is as large as XRP is. And that is where many, many folks are starting to say, well, you would have been better off if you had gone back and you look at, Bitcoin for a 1-year time period. 1 year ago, in October of 2023, you could have bought Bitcoin for $26,520. And you would now be looking at, today, 65, at the high over 70K. That same chart, when you take XRP and you say 1 year, you would have bought a year ago anywhere between right at the exact price we're currently sitting at. That is the reason that people are saying that we have decoupled. And that is a good thing in many regards, because it means that the market is starting to value XRP in and of itself. The negative around the entire situation is that we do not know why there seems to be such an issue with XRP breaking out of its current price range. We've dug into it. I've dug into it. The only thing I can see is that large sales have been made by a lot of escrow accounts that held XRP. Besides that, I really cannot point to any other hard logic besides market manipulation in regards to why XRP has decoupled from Bitcoin at this point in time. It makes sense for them to. They're a business that has partnerships, interactions all across the globe that offers a variety of different products. It makes sense for them to decouple, but we are entering into a point in time where we're going to have to kind of learn something new. When it comes down to it, we can't really look to a historical reference for a major crypto coin decoupling. We really don't have any history to look to, and that's where I prefer to make my decisions. When it comes down to financial markets, I am very, very big on cycles. I strongly believe that markets, whether they are commodity or speculative based, they follow cycles. In the same way that you can go back and you can look through the stock market from its beginning to today, and we have until only in the past couple of years have we ever broken cycle. That to me is always an indication that something is wrong. When we break cycle in financial markets, something is wrong. Something is being fluffed in some regard. There's funny math going on. And so, in the same way that I would look at the fact that if we were to look throughout the stock market, we would say that the current stock prices of today are completely decoupled from reality and from fundamental analysis. In the same way, we would look at XRP today and say that it is decoupled from the crypto markets, and it doesn't make any sense. The big difference here being that XRP seems to be highly undervalued, whereas the stock market seems to be highly overvalued. Maybe these two things have an even deeper correlation than we're aware of at this point in time. I do avoid the world of rumors and things of that nature, and so I know there are tons of rumors out there about why XRP's price is being suppressed. I choose to operate off of what I can prove, and I keep all of those other things in consideration, but I choose to operate off of the fundamentals. And fundamentally, something is very, very wrong in terms of the pricing for XRP and XLM at the moment. And this decoupling should lead us to a point where we can actually start to really ascertain what is going on. Continuing forward, though, is Trump launching a crypto token? Industry scrutinizes Trump coin. Trump pledged last month to support crypto if he's elected. So this is absolutely a rumor at the moment. And so many people are starting to speculate that Donald Trump is going to actually release a crypto token during this campaign season. The reason behind that would be a matter of actually courting the $2.5 trillion crypto industry. And I actually know from having conversations with actually some other people that work inside of the industry that I have a little bit of information that I can't give the names of the people that gave it to me because I would not want them to get in trouble for having shared it. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that there was actually a large group of crypto executives that met with Donald Trump at this point about 6 months ago and actually formulated a lot of what we are seeing go on today. I actually have the number of some of those folks now, and the reasoning and the logic that they gave and that they spoke to Trump about was the fact that they are going to provide him with a minimum of 5 million votes in this election cycle, complements entirely of his crypto stance. And that's them looking on a very, very conservative scale. They believe that they can actually provide far more votes for the 2024 election for Trump than just that 5 million. And they're tapping into a very large group of people that do not regularly vote. And so I am going to be keeping as close as I possibly can to those folks to continue to get that information in regards to what's going on in the background. But this is actually what we're seeing today from Trump in the past couple of months from Trump. This is something that's been being planned now for many months. And that's I think a very, very good indication that Trump and the Trump team are far more aware of what's going on than it just being some kind of flippant remarks to try and get a few more votes. This is a planned strategy, and they're working with an immense amount of crypto executives and crypto professionals to really make certain that that Trump's saying the right things and that Trump is making certain that policy is building in the right direction. All right, though. Do we have any questions, guys? Oh, gosh. Arlene, I am so sorry to hear that. That is absolutely awful. I know that I will be keeping you in mind in my prayers, and I know that Kukla and so many others in the community will be doing the same, Arlene. That is not easy in the slightest. Laurie Jean, people would pounce on a Trump one. They would. They absolutely would. And that is why we're having our crypto scam stream today. I actually had a different plan for what we were going to discuss. But when we get to a few of the articles going later on, you're going to see why we are talking crypto scams at the moment. And it is directly on account of the fact that Trump supporters are being targeted. We are currently the #1 target of crypto scammers, and that's because they know there are a lot of people that are just now learning about how this works. And in a large degree, many of them are learning about how it works because of Trump's speeches. And so they are targeting that directly. And we're going to be going through and talking about the things to watch out for, what to avoid. But we're going to get through our news real quick before we do jump to our lesson for the day. So, Crypto Super PAC raises $160 million following another $10 million donation from Jump Crypto. So this is the Fair Shake Super PAC, the one that is supporting pro-crypto politicians in this coming election. They've received donations, $50 million from Ripple Labs, $25 million from Coinbase, $5 million donations from Mark Anderson. Those are the two twins that invented Facebook before everybody's favorite robot Zuckerberg stole it. And so all of these people have been making massive contributions, really being led by Ripple as the #1 contributor. And what I liked about this one is actually pointing out some of the races that this crypto money has already influenced. So, as I have mentioned many times, because she always irritated me when she would go on her tirades that seemed to get far too much press publicity anytime she spoke, Katie Porter. Californians aren't fooled. Shadowy crypto billionaires don't want a strong voice for consumers in the Senate. They fear people who call out corporate greed. So they're spending millions on dishonest dark money ads against me. Their ads will never stop me from fighting for you. Well, Katie Porter, turns out they did, because Katie Porter lost her primary race for U.S. Senate as a California representative. This was after a $10 million ad spend by Fair Shake in regards to keeping her out of re-election. And so, one positive when it comes down to this election in November, Katie Porter is not even going to be on the option list. Compliments of crypto super PACs. And as we continue even further on that one, Jamal Bowman, running for re-election as the U.S. representative for New York's 16th congressional district, will face off against fellow Democrat George Latimer in a June 25th primary. And Fair Shake has already funded a $2 million media buy in June, claiming Bowman has pushed dangerous conspiracy theories in relation to crypto legislation. And so what we are seeing is the effects of crypto occur in real time. We are seeing the effects of crypto dollars finally entering into the mainstream. occurring right now. And this is just the beginning. As Fairshake has very, very happily stated, is that they are not only going to be spending their money for this election, they are planning on continuing to fundraise and continuing their crusade against central bank digital currencies and crypto ignorance in the coming elections. And so Fairshake is probably going to become a real mainstay of a name inside of the election cycle, both in midterm elections and in our presidential elections. So expect to keep hearing about them. I wonder how long it takes for them to end up having any kind of silliness goes on. Right now, it seems as if they are absolutely supporting, they're supporting the right candidates. And one thing that I would look through in actually Fairshake's ads that were run against Katie Porter is I love what they pointed out. Fairshake ad launched before the vote claimed that Porter took campaign contributions from big pharma, big oil, and the big bank executives. And so while we have these folks out here saying that they are fighting the good fight, remember, she's fighting corporate greed. Well, she has no problem taking money from Pfizer. She has no problem taking money from, Shell Oil. Those aren't issues. She's happy with their dollars. They're doing nothing wrong. All the while, she preaches of keeping American consumers safe. Well, she didn't keep us safe from Pfizer's jabs. She definitely isn't even backing up her own beliefs when it comes down to having support from big oil. Katie Porter is an outspoken environmentalist. Well, that didn't stop her from taking big oil's money, but she has stakes a claim on trying to shut down crypto industry in order to protect consumers. There's a lot of hypocrisy on a lot of different levels going on there. Luckily, compliments of crypto super PAC Fairshake, we're not going to have to worry about that one come November, because she is no longer going to even be a representative. All right. As we had talked about just a little while earlier, the SEC had dropped their investigation into Ethereum and Consensus. And, well, XRP investors are a little upset about that, feeling as if that is a little bit of favoritism. Why are they not getting their cases dropped? Why is XRP's price being repressed and suppressed to such a degree? Which is a great question. And so this article will be inside of, as with the other links from each week, will be inside of today's links. And so please do go check that out. If you want this article to be able to dig deeper into, I would highly recommend it for those that are XRP community members. It doesn't really go through anything I wouldn't imagine you don't already know about, but it does place everything into a very, very concise form, a great way to be able to spread the knowledge and put a little bit more pressure on the SEC to go ahead and start dropping these cases. All right, though, guys, we are now going to be jumping in to the real meat and potatoes of today's class. We're going to be talking about scams. And so right now, what we are seeing, and this is brand new, this article came out yesterday, and this is in no way a new event. It's been going on for the past month or so. Crypto scammers are targeting Trump's MAGA supporters. After Donald Trump's campaign announced it would accept cryptocurrency, the operators of a host of fraudulent websites have sought to hustle his supporters. I really want everyone to concentrate on the different ways that these scams are perpetrated and how it operates. Remember, guys, we have already talked about it. And so before we jump in to some of the specific stories, remember, whenever you are operating anywhere and everywhere, online, in person, anywhere, you never allow someone to have your secret phrase. That is in and of itself your most important thing to be keeping in mind. Number two, whenever You are interacting with a website. And so you are going in and you're logging into your Coinbase. Make absolutely certain that when you do go through and you have the proper Coinbase account, that you bookmark and save that link. Don't go searching Coinbase each time in Google. Eventually, you may click on the wrong Coinbase, a fraudulent website that you give your information to, and it could result in losses. Number 3, whenever you meet someone online, and this is especially true in regards to Telegram, in regards to even in comment sections, whenever you see comments that'll occur, say, under my video. I've seen these before occur under my videos, and I've immediately gone in and deleted them. But you will see people saying, hey, yada, yada, yada is absolutely the best financial advisor ever. Talk to yada, yada, yada. And then there'll be a bunch of people that'll comment on that comment under the video, and they'll all act like they're her customers. That is a scam. It is fake. Those are all bots. Essentially, anytime you see anything online in regards to making money, it is probably a scam. And so we're going to go through now some of the other different scams that are particularly popular right now. Please do keep in mind that some of these have had some extremely serious repercussions. And so we will be discussing people that have made very, very permanent choices because of the financial losses that they suffered from falling for these scams. I do want people to be aware that those are going to be coming up in some of these stories. And so just so you know, these aren't all going to be particularly pleasant. Most important thing to keep in mind is how we keep ourselves safe so that we don't have to worry about these things occurring. And so we are on CNN for this one. Very rare that you're going to see me pulling an article from CNN, but it is a good article because it does lay out one of the most popular scams that is currently going on. And it goes by the term pig butchering. This is, I don't know why they made up that terminology for describing this scam, but killed by a scam. A father, very, very unfortunately, ended up taking his life after losing his savings to an international criminal gang. And so this actually occurs by people who are meeting you online. These scams usually result in someone who just has similar beliefs. So say someone pops in and they say, hey, you know, I'm a Mark Z supporter. I'm a crazy Kryptonaut supporter. I love Valentina. I love Valentino. They're awesome. And I really liked your comment that you made earlier in the chat. I'm so glad to have found like-minded people. That's the type of way that they will approach you. When they do that, they will then sit there and be your friend for months. They will call back and forth, send messages, say, hey, I saw this, things of that nature. And what they're doing is they're building the idea of a relationship with you. You don't know who they are. They say who they are. They'll usually have fake social media profiles. They send photos of themselves. They send photos of their pets and their family. It is all made up. And they are doing this primarily out of Southeast Asian countries like Myanmar in particular right now, on account of all of the different military conflicts, the coup, everything else that's going on in that region of the world. It's led to a massive amount of really a failure of local law enforcement because they're just not capable of handling it. And that means they have built massive empires of scams that are occurring. They are going out there. They're going onto dating apps. They're going on to Telegram. They're coming into YouTube chat rooms. They're going into Rumble comment sections and YouTube comment sections. And they're trying to become your friend. And it seems extremely harmless because it's just a nice person that you met online that seems great. And after they have talked with you for months, maybe it is through something like a dating app. And so, for many people and many of the scams, this is someone who is not only trying to be your friend, but as far as you can tell, they're trying to be more than a friend. You've made a deep connection with someone who believes in the same things as you, someone who supports you, someone who has all the time in the world to respond to your messages because it's their job to respond to your messages. And they go about this in order to eventually then offer you an opportunity. And when they get to the point of offering you an opportunity, what they'll end up doing is they'll take something like Kraken. Kraken is a huge centralized exchange inside of the United States. It's very safe typically to use Kraken. Typically, they have had some issues recently, but typically it's very safe. It's regulated by the United States. All the owners are US citizens. You don't have to worry about it. And so from your perspective, it will seem like everything is fine. Okay, this is my friend. We've known each other for months. I know what they look like, and I know their name, and I know their favorite food, and I know what music they listen to, is what you'll think. And then you'll say, well, of course, I mean, this seems like a great deal. I trust this person. They said that they're making money doing this. And so what they'll do is they'll send you a website that looks identical to Kraken. And we're just using it as an example right now. It could be Coinbase. They'll send you a website that looks identical to Coinbase. And so you won't know that it isn't the same. It'll look the same. And they'll say, hey, donate money or put money in to the account. And my amazing financial advisor will double your money, triple your money. They will make certain that you make more money. And so what they have you do is they have you do that. And so say they have you put $1,000 in. They don't ask for a lot at first. They say, all right, put $1,000 in. And then they say, well, keep contributing. Look, and every day when you look at your account, the money will have gone up in value. You'll have more money, more money, more money. In a week, you'll have $3,000 in the account. And then you'll say, oh, well, maybe I want to pull something out and, I want to go ahead and lock in some of those gains. And they'll say, no. It's about to go big. It's about to be huge. Just keep putting money in, put more money in from your account, from your bank account. Look, you've tripled your money in a week. Why aren't you putting more money in? And that is when you'll go, well, look, you haven't seen anything bad happen. The number on the screen keeps going up. It's your friend that you met online that's suggesting it. And look, it's Coinbase. What do you have to worry about? The website looks legitimate. And so you'll keep putting money in. And then eventually that money will have grown up to a large amount. You'll have put tens of thousands of dollars in. And on the screen, it will say you have $200,000. Now, they have already scammed you out of every single dollar you have put in because it's not the real Coinbase. All you did was send money to them, and they provided you with a fake account that keeps going up in value each day. And so you will then go and say, all right, I have 200 grand. I want to pull it out. Here is where they hit you with the final part of the pig butchering scam. They say, oh, no, well, all right. Keep in mind that, you're pulling out too early. And that means that you have to pay a fee based off the percentage of the amount of money that you're going to pull out. So in this case, you have 200 grand. Well, we're going to need you to pay $40,000 in order for us to release your 200,000. And they'll say that that's just the way the company works and that they knew about it. You knew about it. That's how it's always worked. And you can't have your money until you give them more money. And that is where the scam ends. When you send them the last money in order to get your funds released is what you believe you're doing, they disappear. And you've paid $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to this person who was your fake friend. That is a pig butchering scam. It is the fastest growing crypto scam at the moment. And that scenario that I just outlined is just one example of the way that this works. It can also work where someone will meet you online. They'll start to become your friend in the same way. And that's really where the pig butchering term comes from. It's because this person became your friend first, and they seem perfect. They believe the same things as you. They support you, and so you will start to go through the process of becoming their friend. They'll talk to you for months, and then they'll send you something saying like, hey, I have been kidnapped. And you've become their friend. You have become emotional about them. They matter. They're your friend. They talk to you every day. You know their pets' names. You know all their information. You think you do. They'll even send fake passports. They'll send fake driver's license. They'll send fake veteran cards. They'll send all of these things. And then they'll say, hey, I've been kidnapped. If I don't get the money to give them right now, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And, and they'll tell you how much they appreciated you being their friend, how important it was that for the final months of their life, they knew you. And then you'll send the money because you don't want them to go away. And you definitely don't want to sit there and feel like that something happened to someone because you didn't do something. And what they'll do is they will have you send the money in the form of a cryptocurrency. And you'll send the money to them. And then they'll come back and they'll say, no, we need more. Otherwise, it's happening. Or we're breaking his leg if you don't give us more. Or, he won't have any more toes if you don't give us more. And you'll send more. And then at the point where you finally say, hey, I have no more money, please, please let this person go, they will disappear. The scam is over. And it was never someone holding that person hostage. It was the person that was your friend. These are extremely, extremely common. These have happened to members of the community already. And that's why I know that this stream is so important today, guys, because these exact scams that I am describing to you, they happen to members of the community. These are not some other random person. These happen to members of the original Mark Z community. Both of those exact stories happened. These are the same stories that are discussed in different situations, in a different scenario with different people in the stories and articles that I have today for us to check out. But these are the exact same stories that have occurred on members of the community, not while they were sitting in the original Mark Z chat room, but when they were sitting in a random Telegram group. There was one lady who got hit on a dating app. She was on, I believe it was Bumble. And after having met the man that she believed was going to be her future husband and having spoken with him for many, many months, it ended up all being a scam, and she ended up getting covered up with debt and everything else on account of it. This is extremely common, guys. This is not something to dismiss. When it comes down to it, I know you are being targeted. Everyone in this community is being targeted. You're on a show right now to learn about crypto. That means that anyone who is coming in with malicious intent knows that you are new, and they are going to target people that are going directly towards the things that are the hardest part, love. And that's why the dating apps are so scary, because Kukla, always be careful with dating apps, always. And when it comes down to it, they know. This scam is very often orchestrated against men that are divorced, men that are older, but it is not universal. It also is something that goes after ladies that are divorced or ladies that are looking for love. They are able to take advantage of the fact that you are vulnerable with them. You believe you are building a relationship, and they take advantage of that. And that means that you're going to be less likely to notice the warning signs. you're just going to be less likely. And so, some things to look into when it comes down to it. When you're looking at things like a dating app, some really big signs are, is someone overly interested? That in and of itself should be a good thing. It should be a very good sign. It should mean that they really feel a connection. You have to keep in mind that it could very much mean this is their job and this is how they make money. And so other things to look out for are particularly attractive people. That is a regular scam that they will run. They will steal photos offline. They'll steal them from some person's Instagram. And now you will be sitting there with a 20-some, 30-year-old model who seems to be head over heels in love with you. That is another thing that very, very often occurs. Usually that's targeted towards men, and especially where they'll go in and they'll have I'm a 28, 29-year-old, beautiful Russian girl. And that's what the ad will say. And it'll say that she's only interested in older men and she's interested in fathers. The reason that they use those type of things is because they know, okay, he's older and he's divorced. And they're taking advantage of that idea and saying, well, now how exciting is this going to be to have someone who is just absolutely obsessed with you, someone who is telling you how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, how perfect you are. That's what they do. So that is one thing, especially dating apps. Never, ever, ever, ever trust anyone that is not willing to meet you in person and in public. When it comes down to it, long distance, nowadays, I wouldn't trust it. They will even have Zoom calls and FaceTimes that seem as if you are looking at the person. Remember how my AI voice worked. Remember how that AI character worked. It's not hard to do that. And that means they can give you things that make you believe that the person is real. It's their voice. It's their face. It's not actually a real person. On Telegram and on YouTube, these scams are going to end up coming through mainly in the form of becoming friends, not becoming romantic. And so they're going to look towards relating to you on political and important issues. I found one person who ended up falling into one of these scams from watching homesteading videos, which is something I'm really into. That's what I want to do. When everything is done, when I don't have to worry about money, I want my own homestead. And so this person had been following a homesteading channel. She was extremely excited about it. She wants to do the same thing that I do. She wants to have her own homestead. She wants to support herself, support her family when she has that financial freedom. And she met a person in there who would just every day ask her about advice on flowers and on plants. And that person did that for months and months and months. And then one day that person popped in and said, oh my God, guess what? I found a way we can afford our homestead sooner. And then the lady went in and she put all her money in to a fake investment. It happens everywhere. That occurred on a homesteading channel. And so think about inside of, say, the original Mark Z. Maybe it'll be someone who comes in and says they're a Trump supporter. Actually, one person got scammed, and this was not a member of the community, but in just the larger Patriot community, they ended up having a person reach out to them and say they were being held after January 6th illegally, and that they had never been allowed to contact a lawyer, and that they finally managed to sneak a phone in to the prison, and that they were contacting that person via that phone, and that they desperately needed their help because they were a January 6th person, and that the federal government was holding them hostage, and that if they just had $10,000, they would be able to hire an attorney. and the person got scammed. They thought they were saving someone who was being held in a black site on account of January 6th. That is the depths to which people will go in order to scam and steal people's money. They will go to those depths. They have no shame and they do not care. They will go through and they will target anything they believe that they can relate to you about. And so for us right now, that is going to be largely built around the Republican conservative truther style movement. They're going to try to relate to you on those things. They're going to try to relate to you on crypto. And once they do, they will become friends with you, and it will seem like you have made a new best friend who cares so much about talking. In the long run, they're going to offer you an opportunity to give your money in to some kind of a crypto website of some kind, and then the money will disappear. These stories are horrifying to read. And there are a multitude of them that are actually laid out inside of these different articles. They are absolutely willing to do anything. Yes, right here, a group has gone in and faked the Coinbase website because the Trump campaign accepts donations via Coinbase. And so they are making fake websites in order to actually secure dollars that people were trying to donate to Trump. Here we go with an entire outline of different cryptocurrency scams as put together by the FTC. And this is another resource that is going to outline a variety of different ways on how you can keep yourself safe in regards to your wallet and things of that nature. This is why it's always so important to understand the core tenets of self-custody. The core tenets of self-custody are not my keys, not my crypto. The core tenets are ensuring that you keep in mind you are the one who is the bank. In the same way that you would hope that the bank would stop you from sending money to a fake account, they don't. They should, and they should be liable for it, but they aren't. When it comes down to crypto right now, we have to keep these things in mind. We have to protect ourselves. Here we go on, this is actually a state of California website that is a list of different ongoing scams and scam websites that have been perpetrated against residents of the state of California. These stories are horrifying. As it continues, fastcointrades.com, Californian says that they were told if they invested $700, they'd make $24,000 on account of it. And they were suggested to do this by their mentor, a person that they met on Instagram, who was going under the name Jessica. Jessica promised to walk them through all the steps and help them out with everything. In the long run, the victim ended up losing $8,240. Coinbit, a Coinbit JSZC.top, a Californian reports that they sent $130,000 in order to participate with this amazing opportunity to make money. They ended up saying, hey, I want my money back. They were told they needed to pay $40,000 in order to withdraw their money. Needless to say, that had nothing to do with it. They ended up, when the victim tried to cash out, they were told by the website they had to pay a fee of $107,000 within 7 days, or additional daily fees would accrue. Although they believed they had earned over $1.3 million in profit from crypto option trading, to date, the victim has not been able to withdraw their funds. This is that, and that right there is a good thing to keep in mind. Usually you'll see that a lot of these scammers are saying that they're going to use arbitrage, or they're going to use a bot, a trading bot, and that their new technology and their new arbitrage bot makes so much money every day. And they're giving this opportunity to everyone who wants to put money in. And when they do that, when they use that verbiage, keep in mind that if they developed a bot that made money like that, they wouldn't be sharing it. And so whenever you see a opportunity being presented that is in regards to utilizing some form of crazy new trading where, we're making double in our money every day, we're doing this, we're doing that, we make money like crazy. If they had that bot, they wouldn't be sharing it with you. If I had a bot that made millions of dollars a day, would I share that? Now, I would hope that once I had a lot of money in my account, that out of the bottom of my heart, I would. But in all honesty, is that how humans work? No. If you had a bot that made you double your money every single day, you'd keep that bot to yourself and you wouldn't let anybody know about it. You wouldn't let anybody know about it. So whenever you hear those type of opportunities that are being presented, hey, we can quadruple your money. We can do this in a week, in 2 days, and you don't have to do any work. Remember, there is essentially no way out there to make money without doing work. There are tons of opportunities in the world to make money, whether it is online, in person, or anything else, and every single one of them requires work. Whenever you see someone saying, hey, you can just put your money in, I'll double it in a week, and you will then triple it, quadruple it, compounding massive interest, and we're going to use this asymmetric trading bot that's specially created by a dude that worked on this famous company, and he was a Microsoft founder, and his bot makes millions of dollars. Put your money in. Those are always scams. They're always a scam. They're never not, and you're usually going to see a lot of them claiming that it's some form of special trading bot that is doing it. All right. So down here, actually at the bottom of this page on the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, you will see a list of all the different scams that they have seen inside of the entire state. I would highly recommend checking this out. I am actually going to take this information and I am going to be putting it inside of the education tab. Remember, this is where we have all of our different definitions of terms. I am going to be taking this list of the different types of scams and putting them down there. That way we have something to reference. When you hear your friend say, hey, check out this new opportunity. Check this out. You can quickly look at what they're saying they're going to do, and you can then hopefully save your friends from getting scammed by going, hey, you know what this sounds like? This sounds like a liquidity mining scam. This sounds like a romance or a social media scam. This sounds like a pig butchering scam where someone's trying to become your friend, and then they're going to slowly work their way until they scam you. And so this will be in there for everyone to check out. And so please, please, please do check on these, and please make certain to share these things. When it comes down to it, this in particular, we are being targeted. Your friends are being targeted. Our community is being targeted. And that means the only thing we can do to keep people safe is to educate them. There is nothing else I can do. I cannot go track down some dude in the middle of Malaysia who stole everyone's money. I can't do that. I'll never make it back out of Malaysia. And I probably will never find the guy in Malaysia, speaking, considering I do not speak the native language. And so there really is no way to get this money back. When these scams have been perpetrated, the money is gone. It's gone. You're not getting it back. It's not happening. Unless you somehow are going to track a dude down in the middle of the jungle, you're probably not going to get your money back. You might get revenge, but you probably also will never get out of the country. So keep in mind, the only thing we can do is educate folks. That is all we can do. And right now, There is no more important time to be educating ourselves as Trump supporters, as members of the conservative voting bloc. There is no more important time than right now to be aware of how these scams work, because we are the ones that are on the table at the moment, and scammers are having a field day. They are absolutely destroying Trump supporters. They are taking away their financial futures, and they are doing it in a way that is extremely destructive as well, emotionally, because they're bonding with you as a friend. And so at the end of it, it seems as if your friend is the one that scammed you. And so please, 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 guys, these things are extremely important. And I do have this other one here. What are the most popular crypto scams to watch for in 2024? It's going to talk about a lot of the same ones. Blackmail and extortion scams. That's the one where they say, hey, here's your friend that you met online. We've got him kidnapped. Give us the money or something terrible is going to happen. That's just one of them. Say they get you to give them access to your, your Apple cloud, and say they take a risque photo or something off of it that was meant for the hubby. They would then use that to blackmail and extort you, saying, how much money are you willing to pay for me not to put this online? Business opportunity scams. That's the ones where they say, hey, we have this brand new amazing trading bot technology, and it makes money like crazy. Put your money in today. You'll never have to work again in your life. That is that type of scam. That's a business opportunity. It's not an opportunity. It's a scam. Fake job listings. They will say that they can give you an amazing online job. You're going to make $10,000 a week working this job, and you can do it while you're wearing your pajamas. And they'll tell you that $10,000 while you're wearing your pajamas, and you don't even have to do any work. You just fill out a survey or something, and they'll say the only way to get this job is to send us $1,000 in Bitcoin, and then you will be a registered member of this company. It's a scam. Giveaway scams. They'll say, hey, I'm giving away $1 million. All you got to do is send me $2,000 and I'll send you $1 million. That one seems pretty obvious, but people fall for it every day. Impersonation scams. This one is extremely important to myself and to Kukla and to other members of the Mark Z community. This is where they go out there and they say, hey, this is Zester. And Zester has this 1 in a million opportunity that's just for you. Keep in mind, guys, I never send out messages to anyone in the community. It never happens. It's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because I don't want it to ever become a normal thing for you to get a message from Zester. Because if it becomes a normal thing, then these scammers can use my name in order to take away your money. And so impersonation scams, whenever you get a message from anyone that seems like someone you know, someone you trust, someone that you watch their channel, keep in mind, it is not them. Investment scams, phishing scams, pump and dump schemes, romance scams. And so please, guys, please, all of these links today are extremely important. They're all going to be inside of the education and in the daily today's links. And so they will be everywhere in here. And I would like to go ahead and actually share some of these links inside of the chat real quick for those that are looking at our chat at the moment. There are 4 different scam links that are coming through. This last link is the one discussing the fact that Trump supporters are being targeted. Please, I think that link needs to be shared in our community. I am going to make certain that Pops shares that link on the original Mark Z. It needs to go further than that. If you are a member of Charlie Ward's community, share that link. If you are a member of Trina and all those over at Hero, or you are a follower of PPN, or you are a follower of any of these other conservative patriot communities, share these links. You could save lives by doing it. You could save lives, because the repercussions of suddenly having every dollar you've ever worked for drained and stolen can lead to horrifying repercussions. And so this is not something where it's just a few dollars. This can be a matter of human lives that end up disappearing because of these scams. I personally am going to do anything and everything in my power to make certain that none of these scams ever exist again inside of the Patriot community. But I am not going to be able to do that alone. I am not even going to be able to keep a small portion of people safe in regards to this. And so this is absolutely something that I hope everyone is willing to go out there and share and to keep in mind. And I guarantee, because remember, right here is Trump launching a crypto token. Well, what if tomorrow someone sent you a link and said it was Trump's crypto token? Buy right now, support Donald Trump, make a bunch of money. Do not immediately believe that. Do not immediately believe that. We have got to be on the lookout. So guys, I know that today's stream and lesson was in no way a fun one. I am sorry to have brought up some of these different things. I just wanted people to realize the gravity of the situation. When it comes down to it, it's not just some money that is going to disappear. It is far more than that, and it is us they are after at the moment. And so, please, everyone, stay extremely frosty out there. I really hope that everyone is able to join for Whiskey and Wisdom this evening. I am going to try to repost that DFPI link there. I hope that it is working now, Deborah. If not, you can type that one in anywhere manually. And I know that it works because I'm on the site. And remember, if you are watching this in the future and you do not see the chat scrolling down on the side of your screen, that all of these links are sitting inside of the Discord. And I'm certain that these links would be good ones to share inside of the Telegram group and things like that, Kukla. So, absolutely. Thank you so much, Kukla. Kukla has posted all the links in the Telegram as well. Telegram is an important place to keep these things in mind because Telegram is the #1 outlet when it comes to a lot of these scams being perpetrated. So, thank you guys all so much for watching today. Arlene, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being a member of the community. And I hope that what we went through today will save a lot of people. I hope that it keeps people informed, and I will be making certain on all of the times that anyone will allow me on a channel in the foreseeable future. I am going to be bringing up the fact that if it is a conservative community, we are in the crosshairs at the moment. And so I'm going to do my best to spread this knowledge around. Thank you guys all so much for joining today. And I will see everyone that can make it at 8 p.m. this evening on Whiskey and Wisdom. And so thank you guys all, and I will see you soon.